All right, everyone, welcome back from the break. We are about at the halfway point for the King of the Silent Hill. I hope you've all been enjoying it so far. Once again, I am your host, Zzarkz, and I am here with Punchy.
Hello, hello.
And that Silent Hill 3 race was absolutely brutal. I'm definitely glad both runs were able to finish, but it does go to show how rough some of these runs really can get.
Yeah, that's Silent Hill 3 for you. Even the winner barely was able to close it out, finishing on their last handgun shot.
Last handgun shot.
The very last bullet is the thing that clinched it. That was very wild.
Even more so, given just how the way this event's been going, we're going to be getting into even deeper volatility with the runs. As you all may know, our next run is going to be absolutely spicy. This can really be anyone's game. For those of you tuning in just now, Team Robbie is currently at 0 wins, while Team Pyramid Head is at 3. We still want to see some dubs on the other side, so hopefully we'll be cheering, and it's been good all around. But without further ado, Punch, you about ready for Silent Hill 4?
All right, Silent Hill 4, a run of much things being random. That's how this run goes.
All right.
It's all dynamic. It's all over the place. Things will happen in an instant. You can't keep track of this one.
All right. That being said, let's hop on over that, shall we? Okay. So I will be helping commentate for Silent Hill 4, and with me is going to be Chuleta.
Hi, everyone. I'm Chuleta, and I'll be commentating Silent Hill 4 for you. I've been running this game for a few years now, so it should be fun.
Yeah, we have a lot of talented runners with us today. Chuleta is an excellent runner in this game, and we have plenty more excellent runners to show you. Chuleta, would you like to introduce our runners?
Of course. We have first Zzarkz, if he wants to introduce himself.
Hello, guys. How are you doing? My name is Zzarkz, and I'm from Guatemala. I do speedruns and play lots of horror games.
All right. And next we have MattGael.
Hola amigos, hello, soy Matt, soy actualmente el World Record de este juego ya hace más de un año. Y supongo que la mayoría no me está entendiendo nada, un pingo lo que digo, pero bueno, le tocó el récord a un argentino de lo que hay. Supongo que por eso me invitaron acá y bueno, un saludo para mi viejo, para mi vieja y aguante Messi.
That's a handful to translate, but I'll do my best. Hello, he's Matt. He's Argentinian. He's the current world record holder of Silent Hill 4. So he speaks Spanish, none of English. So I'll be translating for him whenever he has something to comment. And he also he also says something about Messi and Argentina.
All right.
Aguante Messi.
I like that. It'll really just be the beginning and the end. All right. So me and Chuleta will be taking for commentary here. If we're ready to go, I think we're ready to begin the countdown. You all ready?
Give me a second.
All good.
Okay.
No. Give me a second. Just there we are.
All right, Chuleta, would you like to do the honors?
Oh, sure. Let me know when you're ready.
On your mark.
¿Listo?
Listo.
Okay. En 3, 2, 1, ya.
All right.
Great.
So starting off, Silent Hill 4 is one of the games that's going to be kind of going between first-person view and third-person view. I have mentioned in the intro that we're going to be having a lot of volatility of this run. What that means is that even more so than the other games, there's going to be a lot of random elements that can affect our runners. With us, we do have a pretty short space between the two PBs, two very close runners. We have third place and first place, respectively. And Chuleta, we'd like to kind of break down more of the game before we get really into it, just what we might be expecting.
Correct. So I believe that for the first half of the game, honestly, any time difference that they have will be either minimal or probably doesn't matter, because the first half of the game doesn't have that much RNG. But once they reach the hospital part, I believe that's when we can probably see any time differences there.
Yeah.
But for now, I think it's going to be, neck to neck. So right now what they're doing is they're triggering the cutscene for the first level, which is the subway level. And that's when we're going to be meeting the first character. So as you can actually see, Zzarkz is actually playing the game in English and Matt explained it in Spanish. That doesn't really matter here. Cutscenes are going to be skippable, so it really truly doesn't matter. And also, when there's text on the screen, it won't really affect the in-game time, so they can actually pause whenever it's needed.
It should also be.
And right now, what they're doing?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. No, right now, if you can probably hear, they actually are tapping the buttons because they don't need to. How can I say this? It's very weird. The way they actually get in the hole.
Right.
How can I explain this? Maybe you can explain it better.
So the crawling works based. If you hold it down, you'll have intermittent pauses. The pauses are kind of forced, but if you just keep tapping it in a rhythm, you can just keep the speed going and you can crawl through the hole faster. It's been an early time save in the beginning, and both runners seem to have executed it pretty well.
Perfectly explained, and they're actually pretty close together now that I see.
Yeah, we are getting into the first of our worlds, so to speak. We're going to be entering Subway World, which right now you can kind of see a bit of how the game works. You have to do a little bit in one world, and then later on you'll have to go back to the apartment every now and again to do these puzzles and to grab certain things like the gun. You have to look through the peephole, and this will allow them to get a phone call, which will eventually get a coin.
Correct. And you probably noticed that whenever they're on the apartment, which is a first-person view, they are actually walking, or rather running diagonally. That's a little bit faster than actually walking on a straight line. So you'll see that a lot here.
Yeah. As well, I definitely noticed some people have mentioned some of our fun runner antics here. Zzarkz's face is absolutely trippy to me, and I love it. And MattGael seems to be locked in a bit of a rough spot, according to his room, from what we could tell. Both of our runners are going to be able to utilize the coin here. This is the item that they got from the phone call and the just being in the apartment. Now you can be going to make our way to the second half of the subway. We are not entirely void of RNG coming up. We will be having our first major enemy encounter, really. Once we kind of make through our the subway tracks, which we'll be seeing in just a moment. But as you can see, a lot of the movement in this section is going to be just kind of clean moving. Runners still seem to be pretty close, which is nice.
Correct. And mostly it's camera movement. Something that it was discovered a few years ago is that it's better to actually move the camera rather than moving Henry's. I'd say movement. Just in general, just move the camera rather than move him. It's faster, especially if you play this game on PC, you can notice that the controllers are a little bit wonkier, so I just prefer that much more.
As well, while we are making way continuously, I do want to mention that for like Sound Hole 1, 2, and 3, Sound Hole 4 will also be an IGT timer, an in-game timer. The catch, though, is that cutscenes actually do run the in-game timer. So while loads will not, our runners will have to do some shenanigans in order to actually have pauses of that in-game timer.
Correct. So right now we're heading to, like you said, the first RNG part, which is the escalator part. First, I want to see what they're going to be doing here, because they do need some bullets. I see that Matt is going for them. So that's probably going to be the only round of bullets. Oh, he missed a trigger there. It's fine. And as I see, Zzarkz as well is going to be getting the second round of bullets.
There we go.
Both of them kind of missed the door trigger there, but it's fine. Oh, okay. Matt got the dog boost. That's great. Oh, Zzarkz went for it, but it's RNG, honestly. It's not something about... It's not really anything technical. It's RNG.
Here we go, by the way. We have MattGael right now at the elevator. He is starting. First one's always going to be a free one. However, after that, it's going to be a bit more RNG. Looks like a couple of hits dodged on Matt's side. Zzarkz making his way up right now the elevator. Matt's in a safe area. No hits so far. This is good, although there are a few swings that are a bit suboptimal here. Luckily, there have been no hits yet. Another dodge. Oh, there is a hit on Zzarkz' side. Luckily, it wasn't a punching it. Oh my god, MattGael gets knocked down. The escalator a little bit more. You can see they're also kind of buffering a command there. That's going to allow them to kind of move a little bit better with the text, deposit the IGT. Looks like MattGael's up the escalator. Both runners take about 1 hit, although MattGael's is a little bit more harsh going down.
That was tough.
I didn't think I'd talk that fast.
That was some football commentary. I loved it.
I had to go fast. So much was happening.
But overall, it was great. It was a little bit rough, but that part is just like that. It's a really resettable area, I'd say.
Absolutely.
So forest should be fine now.
So how about you tell us a little bit about the forest and what we have to expect here?
Honestly, forest is mostly lines and maybe trying not to get any damage from the flies that are here. For example, Matt right now is trying to... Okay, he got hit once. Oh, that's perfect. He only got hit once. And Sar got once. Perfect. Okay. So this area is kind of tough because they can hit you several times and they can actually stop you. But there's nothing really you can do about that. So that's purely RNG. And I think that right now we're gonna be triggering a cutscene, so we can get a. We're gonna be giving the chocolate then to Jasper, so he can give us so we can get our ways to get the key. That's the line right here. So far, I think that Matt is a little bit ahead. I'm not mistaken, but not for long.
It's a very close race so far. Our runners are neck and neck.
Yeah.
I do think that hit on the elevator that knocked Matt further down definitely did a little bit of equalizing, but so far, about equal. As well, I know you...
Anything can happen here.
Yeah, absolutely. I know you mentioned the bullet count as well. I know there's a few different strats that runners use based on bullets, and that's mainly going to be happening in the late game. A lot of resources as a whole, and we'll see what our runners do with them.
Yeah, I think the safest strat would be to grab probably another round of bullets. But we'll see what they can do. You know, they're world record holder and the third position, so I think that they can do great.
Absolutely.
With what they have, but we'll see what they'll do.
As well, I know two of the big strats here are one is you just sort of during the subway 2, you end up running down instead of shooting them, but I know some runners do elect to shoot them. I don't know how safe they're going to play it, or if they're using just the bullets during the one of the final bosses. The one truth later on in the run, but honestly, it'll be very interesting to see what strats the runners pull out, especially in a race environment.
Yeah, on the ideal run, you don't actually use the gun until probably Water Prison 2. You'll probably see that they will actually put the gun on the bolt. So they will not be using it for the rest of the run. So they're going to be getting the key here. That was for both of them, a great trigger. And they'll be heading back to the apartment to actually put the key back on the bolt. So yeah, Matt is saving basically everything except the coins and the one of the blockers, and I think Zzarkz is doing the same. Yeah, this honestly, item management on Silent Hill 4, it's mostly the same for everyone. Everyone does the same thing.
This is going to come in especially handy later. Some sections require certain items to be removed. For instance, right now, if they did not remove that key, I think they endlessly wander the forest, so they'd just be stuck here. So they must do that. As well, when we're going to be returning to the forest later, inventory management is going to be super important. Right now, it does look like MattGael is getting a bit bullied by the dogs. Zzarkz also does eat a bite. A little bit less. Oh, wait. About equal. You know, it's really interesting, especially with, I don't know how many of you have been watching all of the runs tonight so far. A lot of the races have kind of gone, hey, runner A does really good in this level and then really bad here. Matt and Zzarkz are kind of just getting hit equally.
They're doing equally good and equally bad.
Yeah,
but that's RNG.
You gotta love to
honestly.
see that. By the way, right now, Chuleta, as a bit of fun for both us and the audience here, what RNG do you think our runners are going to get for the infamous hospital puzzle? I believe we have, 11, 12 rooms per side?
Yeah, we have 11 rooms per side. I really wish we can get an L1R1.
I don't know if we will, but I'm going to put my bets down now. I think Zzarkz is going to whip out an L3, L5, and I think MattGael is going to be getting L4, R9. That's me, my guess. I'm going to say this out loud. I'm going to manifest it.
I mean, it's something that happens once in your lifetime. I don't think they got an L1R1, but I really wish they could. It would be really interesting.
We'll definitely be seeing that later.
I hope so. Okay, so right now we're going to be heading to the water prison. This area has a really interesting skip that will actually save a lot of time if you do it correctly, which is the bulb skips. So we have 2 bulbs on the top, and then we have, I think, our 4 on the bottom, if I'm not mistaken,
yes,
that you need to be turning to the right. You need to skip a cutscene at the correct time in order to save the time. If you don't, you'll see the cutscenes, and consequentially, you'll lose time. They're so in sync right now.
I wanted to bring that up. I'm happy you did. They are right next to each other right now, and this is good. This is really good.
I'm paying attention to them. I'm so sorry. I don't remember what I was even explaining. They're so
We'll be
insane.
talking a little
It's
bit
really
more
interesting.
about it as we get up. We are getting to the valves. We need to turn 6 valves in order to position the water tower to let us drop down where we probably need to drop down. That's the gist of it. This is going to be more based on IGT time saves. If it doesn't look like they might still be in sync, but depending on how this goes, one of our runners can get a significant lead here. It is pretty skill-based and requires you to both activate the valve and pause the game at the same time. What this will do is this will just kind of prevent cutscenes from happening, and that little load that you can see. You can't do it on this one, but they'll be doing it on the next ones coming up. And honestly, depending on how many we can get, we can really see the race start to spread here from anywhere. Because right now it's been perfectly in sync.
Correct. And I think that the ones that matter a lot are the ones on the top, because those you're able to actually skip 2 other cutscenes that will make you lose even more time if you don't do them. So I'm really curious to see what's going to happen on that. Okay, so Matt is heading there right now. And let's see.
Oh, that's 2 for Zzarkz.
Oh.
Matt seems to miss the first one. Zzarkz gets both. Let's see.
Okay. So that's 2 extra cutscenes for Matt.
Right now, it looks like Zzarkz is getting 2. He looks like he got 2 out of the 4 bottom
Wow.
ones. Matt seems to be getting also 2, I believe.
So you'll see now the difference that Matt will actually have to skip 2 cutscenes.
Yes, the in-sync running has finally ceased. However, this run can still massively change as we go. That is a very difficult trick to land, and you have to hit 6 of them. So.
Yeah, we have a lot of RNG instances on our way, so it's fine.
Oh, we actually end up eating a hit on Zzark's size from the twin victim leap. From the look of it, I think they've actually been a leech on the ground. I'm actually not sure how he got hit there. I think it was the leech.
Yeah, I think it was a leech, yeah. And here he has to grab the third placard, and the code will be actually the number of our apartment, which is 0302. Funny enough, the only not RNG thing this game has are the codes, so that's actually good for them. So the codes will be the same regardless how many times you reset.
All right, we're now entering Building World, I believe this one is titled.
Yeah. Right now, they're heading towards a bar, which is mostly, I think it's just lines. There is a skip here that was discovered not long ago, but it's mostly just doing the correct lines.
Definitely a bit of a chill point before we get to some of the really rough sections, because I know definitely getting... the apartment's not too bad, luckily, but we'll be seeing an interesting skip there, but I know hospital is where the game's really going to be amping up.
Yeah, definitely. I think even apartments is probably more movement-based.
Yes.
So that's going to be tough and probably...
We also do get to see a bit
We'll
of the,
see what's going to be happening.
It looks like they don't go for the ammo in that room for Zzarkz, at least. Not grabbing the ammo in that room. However, MattGael is grabbing the ammo in this room. We have two different strats here.
He's doing
Matt
safe.
is playing it a little bit safer. We'll have to see what exactly he wants to do here. It should be interesting, however. While the audience will not be able to hear some of our runners, we are able to hear a bit here. Matt is going for the safer strat, hoping that luck is not going to be much of a factor, while Zzarkz is going for the YOLO strat. He's going to be going for much riskier stuff. And honestly, right now, I want you to pay attention, because this might pay off. And this could be the case. If we get a bad one truth, this might be the thing that changes it.
That is correct. I mean, they just shoved him.
They did.
It could be beneficial, but don't jinx it.
Oh, we'll be good. I have jinxed a few runners before, so
maybe we can get another PV.
maybe.
We don't know.
There's been one PV during the event so far, weirdly enough.
I hope so. Or maybe a world record. We'll never know.
I mean, depending on how that hospital goes.
Oh, okay. Zzarkz actually got only one hit there, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, you got two. Okay, he got two. My mistake. And so it's two for Matt and two for Zzarkz. That's perfect. They're equal.
Another minor factor early that I should mention is that you may notice that you have their health in the top left. And the early game health's actually not that risky. Every time you are in the room, although they're barely in the room because they're going so fast, that's actually going to be healing them just a little bit, and it does make the early game a little bit less risky. You're taking hits there, although our runners aren't going to be taking too many. But late game, depending on how that goes, the room stops healing, so we do have to be a bit careful. As well, Zzarkz is inputting the code. We're going to be hitting our first of the skips. Chuleta, would you like to break down how this might work?
So whenever you hear a scream, you have to press the correct. That's it. You have to press the item button, and that would actually let you take control of Henry. So whenever you hear the scream, yeah, they both got him. Perfect.
And let's see. They also do have to move without being able to see. Both runners execute that greatly. Both of them landed that, and that's going to be a nice time save. It makes sure the gap doesn't widen at all during this section. Pretty great movement. Hopefully the ghost won't be too mean. There's minor damage you can take here randomly, but it seems like our runners are running up just fine.
Yeah, I think they're very in sync. I think Matt took a bit of time to actually put the code in, so they could be really in sync.
They could be. Once again, I do want to mention that certain things are not timed on IGT, such as code inputs. Same with a lot of item pickups. So if they seem to linger there, don't worry. The run's not over until we're on that final screen and we see both times. Anything can happen.
Correct. So this is the end of the building world, and we are heading to the apartment.
Looks like another one, Captain.
All right. So now we are in the apartment. The apartment is going to be kind of the last of the normal world, so to speak. For those of you who are unaware of Silent Hill 4, maybe you loosely know this game. Silent Hill 4 is one of the weirdest ones because this is one of the only games that's really an escort game in the Silent Hill franchise. We aren't going to be seeing it quite yet, but we will be seeing a minor strat where they talk to Walter early. By getting rid of him on the stairs, that's going to allow runners to take a better line running back up later throughout the level. He'll start to vanish. As well, just talking about more tech, you may have noticed neither one of our runners has equipped a weapon. The reason why is this is going to allow them to bypass some enemy combat sections that will normally block items. We're going to be having a fridge in a moment with a bunch of little leeches around them. By not having weapon equipped, they can go into battle, and that's going to allow them to just sort of avoid the animation. We're going to be having, looks like Zzarkz get here first.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see how this.
Yeah, there's no need to get in combat here.
Yep. And here we go for our pickup. Let's see how it goes. Quick little load ins, which is nice. And you can see that Zzarkz is just able to grab the torn red paper without any issue with a minor slug hit. Next we have MattGael on the same. This is really close even still.
Yeah.
We do see a minor hits, couple of them. But we are still doing pretty good while we make our way back up the stairs, back to the room.
I think we're having some technical problems with Matt.
Oh no.
Matt just said that one of the keys of his keyboard just broke.
How did he break his keyboard?
I don't know.
High impact speed running. That's what it is right now.
It's Silent Hill 4 RNG.
I hope it. Yeah, the RNG really hits in the real world too.
Yeah.
All right, we have Zzarkz getting back to the room, gonna get the key, and then they will be entering the hospital. Once again, this is where the run will be likely turning. There's no way that the runners are if they keep equal RNG, that's going to be kind of amazing. I don't think they will, given how this game goes. 11 rooms per side, 22, and they need 2. I'm sure someone knows numbers here.
Imagine.
It's going to be imagine. Hey, I'm saying it again. I think Zzarkz is going to get L3, L5. MattGael is going to be getting L4, R9. That is my guess right now.
Yeah, I think we're going to have a terrible RNG. This game,
Terrible?
it's really not forgiven. Yeah, it's not forgiven.
Well, both runners will be coming up on it, and yeah, let's just see how this goes. If you are watching this currently and would like to join some of the fun, feel free to spam your favorite cheer emotes or good luck, bless, whatever you might have to bring these runners luck. It's about to get rough.
Yeah. Oh, okay, so I got the red paper there. Oh.
Luckily, it doesn't
That's
lose
bad luck.
too much time. Oh, bad luck, though?
No, it's not bad. It's just positioning, but it's very unfortunate.
And looks like we are mostly equalized, actually. Although the IGT might still be a little bit different.
Okay, let's see how they do there.
Alrighty. Paletta, I will let you do the honors of commentating the rooms here if you would like to.
Perfect. Okay, so there's going to be a cutscene here, probably. Yeah, they're going to skip it, obviously. And they're going to be heading to the Doom room. One of the Doom rooms, I'd say. Yeah, it's not the correct Doom room, but it's one of them. So let's start with L1. Not for them. R1. Nope. R2. No. L2.
Oh!
Okay, L2 for Matt. L3. R3.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Zzarkz really needs to find one of the 2 rooms to catch up right now. This is getting intense. We have, right now it's 1-0. Matt.
This is so
oh my
tough.
God. You're going deep in here. You're right. This is terrible. Oh my God. Zzarkz still has not found either of the rooms, and MattGael's almost at the end. Literally the second to last room from MattGael, all the way in the back. Zzarkz can still make this work. You may notice every time they're entering a room, they're pausing it. Oh my God, Zzarkz still has not found the room. MattGael is
This is some awful RNG.
It is. This is terrible. Commentator's curse. Oh my God, Zzarkz is still looking. Is it the last 2?
No. Oh my God, they're the last 2.
Wait, are they?
Wait, he missed one?
Oh, he found Eileen earlier. It was locked. He found him.
Oh, he found Eileen.
Okay. I saw all the text is wild. MattGael has taken a pretty nice lead here, unless there's some IGT. It is pretty wild right now how that race has shifted. Both of them all the way down to the end of the hallway.
Oh, I guess this is not going to be a PB for neither of them.
There's also a lot more that can go wrong. Eileen is more susceptible to damage of these long hallways. And even still, depending on how Eileen goes, depending on how more RNG goes, there's going to be so much that can go wrong right now. Which I hope it starts going right.
Yeah, hopefully.
And that's gonna
So now it starts the score mission, which is still really tough.
Yeah. As well, earlier we asked, might a runner PB during this? It is very unlikely. That is the worst RNG that you could have imaginable, essentially.
Okay, Matt is already at the end of the hospital world. This is a very tricky staircase. You can actually get locked there.
All right, Matt is out of the hospital. That's a pretty good Eileen escort to the bottom. As well, we're going to be having these little movements that Matt will be doing on his end to keep Eileen moving. While he's on the staircase, let's see how Zzarkz is going to be doing in the same hallway. This is one of the death hallways. He's going to be moving Eileen in a very particular way to avoid the nurses here. We do eat a bit of a hit, but luckily it is on him and not on Eileen. Let's see. Looks okay so far. Good. That was actually a really good secondary part of that. Both of the runners are now on the staircase, and you may notice on MattGael's side right now, he's moving a particular way to keep Eileen moving as fast as he can. There's going to be a series of running straight down the stairs, but also running into the wall to make sure to slow down and adjust Eileen. A lot of micro adjustments from both runners, and we're going to see more.
Correct. Eileen tends to walk towards you in a straight line, so whenever there's something on her way, she would actually stop for a minute and readjust herself. So it's better just to run like that.
I do want to mention, though, that as you all remember, Zzarkz did get some IGT time saves earlier in the run. Those still can make some difference up. It might still be closer than it might look right now.
Correct. So in this part of the run, you are mostly trying to get Eileen honestly the safest place possible. This area, it's really tough because there's Cynthia around, and she can actually do a lot of damage to her. So it's going to be really tough for both of them, and they're probably going to go with the safe strat, or the safest, to make sure that she doesn't get as much damage.
As well, on Zzark's screen right now, you may have noticed he was able to enter the hole. That is using the same strategy earlier we saw with leeches, and I believe that's the last one, so we might be able to start seeing some weapons in due time. Not just yet, but I believe when we get back to the forest world, we'll finally equip our first weapon of the game.
Correct. And now they are... Okay, there's Cynthia here, so what they have to do right now is they have to wait just a few seconds to make sure that actually Cynthia gets to the portal, and then go down the stairs. So that's what Matt just did, and now we're gonna do. We're gonna see the same with Zzarkz. Let's see. He's actually not going to be waiting that much.
All right, hopefully they got it. As Chuleta mentioned, the strategy is going to allow the runners later to not have Eileen get too damaged, hopefully. Axe Sword is a despawn, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
And as well, Chuleta, do you remember our favorite part, the elevator from earlier?
Yeah. We have to go back again. We have to do that again, and not only ourselves, but Eileen as well.
Tell me they're doing it twice once again.
Yeah. So that's actually something that the game has, that you have to do all the levels again, but escorting Eileen. So that's the toughest part. And here it's actually a really resettable area, because if you get Eileen to a certain damage level, like she's... any like a really bad health condition, she will actually slow you down. So I hope they don't get any damage.
From what we can
either
tell,
from her.
I know Matt's going to be good here. He probably did the despawn. Zzarkz is YOLOing it, probably trying to make up some of that earlier time. Very bold strat, but it might save some time depending on how it plays off. Anyway, right now we have MattGael coming up to the elevator. This round is slightly easier than the first one. I think there's just less spawns as a whole. First one's always going to be a dodge, as you can see here. Continuing to run up this... Oh, I said elevator. It's an escalator. It's the same thing. Oh, there's a hit.
Escalator.
Luckily, it's not a huge hit. It's a minor hit. With these fences is a safe part. Zzarkz is coming up to the same escalator. Matt gets a dodge right there. All right, let's see. Another dodge from Matt. Zzarkz going to be going for that first free dodge. Matt looks to be about done with the escalator, and let's focus on Zzarkz for a moment here. As we can see, that is a dodge. Pretty nice and safe. Overheads are nice. Wide swings are bad. Wide swing lets you launch down that escalator as we saw earlier. Still looking pretty good to get a wide swing, but it is a nice dodge. And a bit of a slow hit on that fourth one there, but it is a dodge nonetheless. Zzarkz makes it through without a hit.
That's great. The ones that truly matter and the ones that will probably be the toughest are the ones when you go down with Eileen. Those can be really rough, especially if they hit Eileen. But hopefully they'll do it great.
Looks like our runners seem to be doing pretty good right now. MattGael has obtained the key. This is the coin we had earlier. We had to wash it, get rid of all our inventory. You may have also noticed the coins earlier using the subway are gone. Partway through, they're able to grab a bus ticket, which utilizes the same job. It looks like Matt has Eileen waiting in the back there, getting her back right now.
That's so lucky.
Zzarkz might be able to get some back right now, depending on where Eileen might be. Maybe. Eileen is close. That may have just been the equalizer in all honesty.
Oh, she's there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's in sync right now
Zzarkz
again.
has managed to come back from that yellow Eileen, but the damage will pay the price. I can't imagine Matt's Eileen right now is too damaged, but Zzarkz, we're going to see at the end of this level, she's going to start having the... what is it? The curse on her? The damage? You'll see it. Also, we have this escalator. Both runners are yellowing it. There's going to be running down. Some runners kill these swingers. We are not. There's going to be running past because Eileen will follow when you make it down. Matt does eat a hit right there. Zzarkz is successfully running down. Some awkward swings. That is a second hit on that one. This is not being some nice RNG. Think gets the dodge this time. Zzarkz is successfully making his way down past the fence. Another dodge based on Matt and Zzarkz right there. And Zzarkz should be hitting the bottom in a moment. Matt is now on the fence. He'll have a moment to chill. One more dodge from Zzarkz, and that is good to go. He'll be approaching the final train. We'll talk about that one more moment. Matt is making his way down this escalator. There's still a lot to come up. As well, Zzarkz has to avoid Cynthia. Cynthia is showing up right at the end here. Matt gets another dodge, and let's hope Eileen will behave, because Eileen can be a massive issue if she freezes in this train cart. It's probably one of the most intense parts of the run. We get the train cart moved. Eileen is right there for Zzarkz. Cynthia is away. That is good for Zzarkz. MattGael's turn.
Great positioning.
Repositions, good to go. Cynthia has avoided the hits. If Eileen makes it, we are back on track. There's Eileen, and we are out of the subway.
Go ahead. That was just a really rough escalator for both of them.
Oh, yeah. It looks like Eileen's not too damaged on either side either, so that's going to be pretty good for our runners.
Yeah, you can visually see how damaged she is once you finish the level, once you're on this area. For both of them, it seems like it's equal. So same thing with the hospital area. They just have to go down until they find another door, and we'll be going back to the forest world. Okay, so Matt right now got a bit of an issue with Eileen. Yeah. That truly depends on how much damage she got. That's very unlucky. And right now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be seeing is that they will have to get 5 doll parts, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
And this is where the inventory management really matters. This was, I think it was Funky Orange that perfected this. You should be having only 2 slots of inventory. You should be having 8 free slots whenever you enter the forest area in order to get all the necessary items. on this part.
As well as some oddities. For one, the game kind of wants you to like wrap the torch in gasoline, but weirdly enough, you don't have to do that. You can just use the torch normally. In addition, you may see some weird movements from our runners. They might be running into certain doors long enough. That's to wait for Eileen. They're going to pick up the map, make sure they're finding Eileen, and that's going to let them move through nicely. But they will leave her behind that main area while they get the items.
Correct. It's very unlucky if she follows you, but she actually can follow you here.
Ooh, that's not good, is it?
Yeah. She'll get a bunch of damage. Walter is around. He can shoot you. That's not really good, actually. I think Matt either got hit there by Walter or by a,
was it
a
the
fly,
fly?
but yeah, it's really, really unlucky to get shot by him.
Yeah. The flies are also pretty annoying. They kind of just swarm you, and they don't do a lot of damage, but they can lead to a lot of damage with those Walter hits, as you mentioned.
Yeah. Actually, here's where you get the most damage, probably because of the flies and Walter. You could grab some, probably energy drinks. You do have a medical kit around, but the ideal run is to not pick them yet.
Now, the way Matt's been playing,
They don't need it, though.
I do think he might go for one. He's currently in the yellow health. It sounds like he will be taking it. Yep. We're about to get a cutscene.
Oh, this cutscene actually doesn't count your in-game time. Yeah, it doesn't. Whenever they're presenting, that's a fun fact that maybe I always skip, but whenever they're presenting like the ghosts, for example, Cynthia, Jasper, those cutscenes do not count your IGT.
That's such a weird example of like, here's the one that doesn't do it.
Yeah. But those are the only cutscenes, I believe, that don't. And I think that on One Truth, that one doesn't.
Makes sense.
It's a little breath for them. A breath taker for them.
All right, we're almost done with the full backtrack, and then the next two pickups will be much faster. Both runners making it through pretty nicely. This is just your standard bread and butter Silent Hill speedrunning, which honestly, at this point, I feel like I should have mentioned this hours ago. You may notice in a lot of these games, where is the time saved? It's sort of a lot of the optimal angles per room. Good movement is really rewarded in this franchise. This is going back to things like the camera movement in this game, as Truletta mentioned. It's be taking the right lines in certain hallways. Really, just everything can do that, and it really does add up, as you'll be able to see.
Yeah, it truly does. And just try not to get locked there by any enemies. But they should be able to grab the last two remaining doll pieces.
I'm interested to see if Zzarkz goes for safety health. I don't think he needs it. Currently a little bit ahead here and on good health. Some of the risky strats
I don't think so
have
either.
paid off. I think you're right. I don't think he's going to get it.
If he would, I probably think he would do it on the last part before the One Truth, where you get a lot of damage from the flies whenever you're going down. But if not, honestly, he doesn't need it.
I don't think he does. Luckily, though, both runners should be staying alive. Also, I don't actually know if they're going to be using the pickaxe or not, but we will be seeing.
Oh, yeah. They definitely will.
Alrighty.
For Walter, it's a necessary item. If you miss it, it's a run reset immediately. It's a run killer. It's one of the weapons that has the most damage input. So that's what we use for Walter final boss fight. And you'll see it in a bit.
It's a fun strat.
It definitely is.
It also really helps, especially with one of the rooms coming up. If it goes really bad, having the pickaxe, I do know, is really nice for the invulnerability and the big hits you can get on a large mob. We all know what's coming up. As you may have noticed, some of these worlds are repeating. We had Subway, we had Forest. Water Prison is coming back in a moment, and the Water Prison can be the death of a runner even. It is really risky. Hopefully won't be seeing many issues, but you never know.
They do have some backup health kits. Not health kits, but actually...
The health drinks.
The drinks? Yeah, health drinks. They do have... Probably Matt is going to go for it. But we'll see. I would grab one just in case.
In the event a runner does die, they will be allowed to continue, but the victory will be going to whoever can finish with, let's say, less deaths. I don't think either one will, but you never know with this game.
Yeah, that's good to know, though.
I'm gonna put that out there now. In the Silent Hill franchise as well, it can be quite risky eating deaths, as these games are based on IGT. Dying actually does kind of mess with that. So that's why we're putting that rule in place right now, just to be sure. Many of the other games didn't have this issue. This game could.
Yeah, and fun fact about Silent Hill 4 is that whenever you continue the game, and you die and continue, the game actually gets easier. So there is a category for that you actually quit and continue several times on the intro, and it makes the game way easier.
All right. Part 1 of the water prison. You may notice our runners are just kind of running down the big building here. Is there a reason why for this, Juletta?
I think that there isn't really a set strat on this. Everyone does whatever they feel like it could work. Because of the moths there, they can actually slow Eileen down. But there isn't really a set strat. You can lose time even if you do it perfectly.
Looks like...
But what they're trying to do is they're trying to get Eileen to run as fast as she can all the way down. And they're trying to trigger the moths to actually hit Henry instead of Eileen, so she doesn't stop on her way.
All right, Eileen has come around for MattGael. Zzarkz is almost at the door from what I can tell. Hopefully Eileen will keep moving.
Yeah.
Right now, Zzarkz is going to be doing a little trick. He'll be bumping Eileen and then going out the door. This will allow him to keep Eileen out of the room nice and safe while he goes back to where we ended the water prison early. Right now, while he's doing that, MattGael is finishing up the Eileen section here, and we'll be dropping off Eileen in the same manner. Goes to the corner, bumps her, and now going back up. Wait a minute. All right, good. Looked a little bit close on that one.
Yeah.
I was worried for a second.
Actually, if you miss that trigger and you wait a little bit, you can actually get Eileen to follow you back.
Yeah.
So right now what Zzarkz is doing is he's going to be getting a shirt, a prisoner shirt, that actually has a message there, and that would actually help you go through the next area. Let me see. Okay, he's going for the nutrition drink, just in case. That's smart. This is going to be, the next area is going to be really tough.
I'm pretty sure they heard us talking about that twin victim hallway, and they thought, hey, maybe I grab the drink.
I put some pressure on them.
Well, I mean, that
I
hallway,
think it's smart.
I've seen many runners die to that hallway. It's a risky hallway.
It is. It definitely is. Okay, they're both catching up, actually. They're not really that far away from
It's still a very close race, and we have plenty of elements still waiting for us to see how this will go. You see Zzarkz over on the... go ahead.
No, that's very interesting that he actually left the torch and got the tube, I think it is. Okay, Matt is doing it the same. There's no set strat for that, but it's really interesting.
All right. Both runners need to make sure to grab every item that they grabbed earlier. Not all of them, but like the items they prepared for, including the silver bullet. Zzarkz loads it on the left, getting ready for this, we'll say boss fight. It is a boss fight, but it's going to be pretty trivial. One shot, one kill. What's going to happen is then they put the sword in. Zzarkz is now good. You may notice there's a minor skip. Whenever they get hit, they're actually going to be trying to reload the gun. That's going to animation cancel. And also, they won't eat the hits because then Eileen won't eat the hits. MattGael is now coming up on the boss. It's going to be a very easy shot. Good job. And then the sword stab. But this isn't the actual boss fight. It's kind of like how you have the weak boss and then the strong boss. The strong boss is going to be the twin victim hallway. As well, Chula mentioned that pipe. That pipe is doing work on the tentacles.
Correct. And maybe I skipped that part, but actually, whenever they try to hit Andrew, they do a quick strat that they actually use the card there, so they skip an animation and they actually hit him immediately. That's a little bit of a time save, but it's ideal.
All right, there's gonna be some fast commentary once again. We've been having these during these sections. I am going to get ready. And this is the twin victim hallway. Zzarkz is running in. It is a hallway full of twin victims. Eileen needs to pass. You need to pass. Zzarkz leads in with a nice right bank, getting the twin victims on him and not Eileen. They seem to be following, but where is Eileen? Eileen is not around. The twin victims are hitting, and Eileen is already found. MattGael is coming up the same hallway right now. There's Eileen for Zzarkz, almost at the end. And Zzarkz is out. MattGael takes that bank, lures the twin victims in. They are following him dead on. Eileen needs to hurry up, or else Matt might be in danger. Where is Eileen? There's Eileen, and both are out.
Oh, okay. That was rough.
That is a room.
I think it was very smart from them to actually get the nutrition drink.
Yes.
They're both
I'm glad that they took it. Right now, Zzarkz is looking really low health. That is about half. Not super low right now. They're not in the yellow health. However, you can see MattGael has near a full health bar. Chuleta mentioned earlier, we're not going to be getting more health until we get to the end of the building world.
Correct.
And that leads to the boss
and I think
fight.
it should be enough. Yeah, it should be enough. If I'm not mistaken, hopefully they won't get many hits from any dogs or anything, but I think it should be enough for them.
Let's see.
So right now they're going to be doing a bit of a trick where they're going to be leaving Eileen on a safe area where you're not supposed to leave her there. She's not supposed to be there alone, but you can actually do it, and you can skip a full puzzle by doing that.
This level gets much shorter as a result, and you'll see how the strat works out. Oh no, there's Cynthia. Don't worry, our runners are safe. They're literally just going to be waiting right here for the Eileen retrieval.
Yep, so they just skipped about 10 minutes, 15 minutes of just puzzles.
And it looks like the wheelchair room is being kind. Although, where's Eileen? Where's Eileen for Zzarkz? Where is she? Where did she? Oh, there she is. Oh my god, that was a mean Eileen. Let's see how MattGael's go. Another mean Eileen?
I don't see her
there
either.
She is. Okay.
Yeah.
Another minor skip coming up right now. They're going to be listening to the sound of the concrete, not the metal. By doing so, they can actually avoid having to take Eileen all the way around. Looks like Zzarkz gets it. It is now MattGael's turn, and it looks like he gets it, I think. Looks good.
Yeah. It was, I think he does rather a visual cue than a sound cue there. He was able to see Eileen before.
Alright, so this is what we talked about earlier. These flies, while they don't do a lot of damage, are pretty annoying, and it can stack. You have to make sure Eileen gets down the whole area. As well, that damage is going to add up because we're going to be having the one truth. As you can see right now, Zzarkz has 24 bullets, while MattGael has 36. If RNG goes bad, MattGael will be prepared, so let's hope Zzarkz will benefit here.
Yeah. I mean, with his health already.
Yep, and much more dire straits.
Hopefully he will be doing fine.
Go too fast.
So this part is pretty straightforward. They just need to go down the ladder.
All right, Chuleta, would you like to break down the one truth for our runners and the audience?
Yes. So the one truth is a boss where you have to basically find the truth one. There are in total 12 wallmen, 2 on the door and 2 on the exit door, and then you have 4 on the walls. Whenever you hit the correct one, all of them get damage.
Oh my god, Zzarkz got first try one truth.
That's insane.
Looks like still going. MattGael going for the same strat right now. Let's see if it pays off. This might be the... Oh my god! Double first try one truth. It's about time our runners had some good RNG here. This is an
We didn't jinx it.
even race.
This is so even.
Oh, it sounds really, really spicy. You know, either way, runners are super close. Double first try, one truth. Anybody wondering where's the lead now? We're going to Nowhere, the Apartment World Round 2. This is mostly going to be skill-based. I think most of the RNG is gone, barring maybe a bit of the waltzer fight, depending on how he moves. It's just going to come down to runner skill right now. It can be anyone's game.
Yep, that is correct.
As well, we'll be returning back to the original room on our final one of the staircases. Luckily, in terms of runner health, it doesn't matter too much. Although, MattGael is getting a slight curse. We haven't talked about this much yet, but curses are when Eileen chooses just to utter words and not move. The only way to avoid it is either wait it out or hit her. Unfortunately, though, one did happen, but luckily it seems shorter.
Yeah, her damage, it seems that her health is in a relatively good condition because the more damage she actually gets, the worse the curses are. So it seems like it's just a normal health.
What a run so far, though. Like, this has been a very close race. I do just want to give props to both the runners right now as we're going into our finale area. The wild hospital RNG, that one truth, really everything about this run has been very high-octane gaming.
So they're getting the notes here in order to trigger a cutscene. There's going to be Joseph. That cutscene needs to be skippable. Sorry. And they're going to be getting a pickaxe, the Pickaxe of Hope, I believe it's called. And that would actually open a hole to your apartment, to the real apartment, not this version of the apartment. And you will finally be free. For now.
One of the upsides as well is in the next section, it's pretty lenient. The enemies aren't too brutal, and even if they are, they get a free heal right before the final boss. The run's not quite over yet. We still have to go through Nowhere, but it is good to know that also they don't have to deal with Eileen anymore. Eileen is now no longer a problem. It's just going to be pure movement and enemy dodging.
Yes, it doesn't really matter whether. Also see that they're trying to actually equip the pickaxe on some of the doors. It's better to actually equip them here instead of actually wasting some time. Oh, Matt is having a bit of an issue with one of the twin victims. Okay. He actually forgot the route there.
It looks like Zzarkz got that equip that you were talking about.
Yeah, they actually need to equip the pickaxe to save a little bit of time. It's just a little bit of a strat. Because like I mentioned previously, for Walter, you actually have to use the pickaxe. I believe it's 2 full charged hits and then 5 or 6, depending on the RNG. 5 or 4, sorry.
Right.
Thank you. 5 or 4 normal hits.
As well, don't you think that the speedrunning tricks are done? We do have a special trick for the final boss. Right now, we are just talking to the Walters, so we can hear dad speeches, being like 6 dads is what we can call them. But the final boss is going to be having a unique strat that will save IGT and will allow runners to gain a little bit more movement, depending on how that goes. I believe there's going to be 8 of them to hit, so we can still have some time made up right now. And once again, even with any gaps, I do want to mention that this is an in-game time-based game. Certain things can be changing. I do know we had one cutscene to watch. There's some tricks that were different. And we're not going to know until we see that end.
We're saving the best for last, definitely.
Absolutely.
So Matt is finishing talking with the dads, and I believe that Zzarkz already triggered the cutscene. If not, he's on his way to do so. There, he triggered it. Perfect. And now he's going to be getting the umbilical cord that is going to be used for the final boss.
All right. Here's the grand return on Zzarkz's half. MattGael starting the first of the cutscenes that you mentioned. And getting the intestine, right?
I don't think it's an umbilical cord.
Umbilical cord. Okay, I was like, all right, I don't remember the exact. I know it's a body part.
Yeah, no, it's the umbilical
All
cord.
right, that makes more sense. I don't know why I thought intestine. I had not very much sleep.
It's fair. It's
Looks like we get a little boost in the twin victim and the crawlers there. Oh, but we get a pipe.
yeah,
hit.
you can actually get it. Oh. So this part is pretty straightforward. They're just going back. They're doing the same route but backwards and heading to the apartment. Okay, Matt was able to actually not get hit by one of the patients. And Zzarkz, it's almost on the end of the level. You don't really get hit here, so it doesn't matter.
And even if they do, like we said, the damage won't carry over. They'll get a full heal going into it. The final boss. All right, we're starting on Zzarkz. This is the Walter Sullivan fight. MattGael will be joining shortly. Here we go. So,
Good luck.
we have a few things to do here. Part 1, they need to use that umbilical cord on the boss. That's going to allow us to get the spears and start to do damage. We have the first usage. Looks like Zzarkz is going to the right, and he is doing the strat by using the bus ticket or an item and grabbing at the same time. You see he does this little slide. So far he's 2 for 2, and 3 for 3. MattGael is now approaching the boss and starting the same. And with Zzarkz, he got all 4 of the spears. He is taking them over to Walter. Let's see MattGael. MattGael misses the first one, but gets it anyway afterward. Luckily, there's not too much time lost there. Has the second spear. Zzarkz is now putting them in. All right, that's 3 for 3.
You gotta be careful with Walter there. He can actually spawn like right in front of you.
Oh, yeah. All right, Zzarkz is on round 2. Matt's putting the spears. 1 is missed. So far, we are 4 for 5 on Zzarkz. All right, dodges the Walter hit with the boost. Right now, we are 6 for 7 and 1 more for Zzarkz. 7 for 8. Let's see how Matt does on the spear grabs while Zzarkz putting them in. There's 1 for 4. 2 for 4.
He's gonna be waiting.
3 for 4.
Perfect positioning.
MattGael gets all of them. Let's see. The Walter is in a great spot for
Nice.
Zzarkz. We're going to be getting ready to the fight. Walter needs to follow. Walter zooms. Okay. We're now going to be getting these pickaxe hits. As you can see, we do eat a bit of a hit on MattGael's side for Walter. While Walter is waiting to get up, Zzarkz is charging that pickaxe hit. Let's see. We get a little spin. Luckily, Zzarkz dodges the spin. We can just jump back. Let's see.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Getting-
He actually moved.
Yeah, we're getting some gunshots. All right, MattGael is getting ready on the same hit. Zzarkz gets his second one of the big swings. MattGael gets a big swing. Time is going to come up when we hear the scream, but we're not going to categorize it until we see that end screen. Let's see what we get.
This is so tough.
Anyone's game. All right, Zzarkz is taking him down. Let's see how MattGael
got
finishes
it.
up. I don't know who's going to win. This is really close. All right, we're gonna wait one moment. MattGael has now killed Walter Sullivan. I think Team Robbie might take this one, but we don't know until we see it. Let us see. Let's pull out those end screens, and then we'll talk with the runners once we see them. We have a 4704 on Zzarkz.
That's amazing. That's actually an insane
That
time.
is really good. And a 4734 on MattGael. Zzarkz Team Robbie takes this round. GG.
That's
Let's bring our runners
great.
back in here. Let's talk to them. We have a lot of questions for them because, my God. All right. Zzarkz, we're going to
Mind if
start with
I-
you over here, all right?
Okay. Yeah.
Zzarkz, how do you feel about the race? How do you feel about that hospital RNG that sent
Hey.
you all the way to the back?
It was awful. It was unforgiving. But you can already expect that thing coming from the hospital. Actually, one of the late PVs I had was similar to that, and I ended up with a 4630. So I was kind of confident I might pull something out of that. But nah, when I heard that Matt was already out of the hospital, I was just like, oh no, okay, it's
Oh
over.
yeah, like it was.
You both go
It was close.
terrible RNG.
I want to mention as well before I go to Matt here for the same hospital, both of you were launched all the way back to the 11th room. You were all the way launched to the last one. The difference was though Matt ended up getting the key
Jesus.
first. Matt, on your end, MattGael, how do you feel about the race and just in general some of the RNG that you were dealt? I know early game was pretty rough with that big swing and the hospital even then being as brutal as it was.
¿Cómo te sentís, Matt, con el RNG, en especial el hospital? Que te tuviste un RNG bastante
¿Cómo
malo.
me siento? Como anoche. Estuvo buena la run, lástima que el juego está muy salado conmigo. Es como que traigo la mala suerte del R3 para este juego y no sé, me pasaron cosas raras en esta run, cosas que usualmente no suelen ocurrir. Pero estuvo bueno.
He said it was
Como un
unfortunate.
recalentamiento igual.
It
bueno.
seems like the RNG he got from
sí, un saludo para-
Resident Evil 3
Yeah,
translated to Silent Hill 4.
Saludo para mi viejo y para mi vieja que me están viendo seguramente.
I definitely know that
Para mi viejo,
feeling.
un saludo también para mi comunidad que también están ahí, están haciendo el aguante, me están poniendo cebollita que es segundo, pero bueno, qué sé yo.
Definitely.
Lo que hay, boludo. Es lo que hay.
GG's to both the runners. Really quick before we go, Zzarkz, on your end, what do you do for streams and where can people find you if they want to watch more of you?
Okay, what do I do? Mostly speedruns for Silent Hill 4. I start to learn the Resident Evil 3 classic as well. And I also like playing horror games plus meme games, like those funny things you don't find anywhere.
Yeah.
Like the Slendy Tubies and all those things that you say, like, what's going on here?
And also, I have to ask
So,
the face.
Mhm.
Your face is now fixed. I saw a lot of people talking about your face in the chat.
yeah. Well, nowadays I use this filter because I notice when I'm streaming, I like pay too much attention if I have a weird face or something, because when I get too focused on something, I tend to, I don't know, get a very rough face or something.
It was fun.
So I decided, like, let's turn on the filter and don't get distracted.
And it paid off. It paid off. MattGael.
One thing.
Go ahead.
No, just wanted
Of
to
course.
say hi to my friends. Gracias a todos los que me vinieron a visitar de mi comunidad, de los patos, de los perritos que están ahí también de parte de MattGael. Saludos a todos y a mi familia también, que probablemente estén viendo, mis amigos, que espero les haya gustado. Un abrazo a todos. There we go.
Salud. Cheers.
That's it.
Cabanach.
MattGael, on your end, what do you stream, what do you play, and where can people find you?
Lo entendí lo que dijo Chuleta, tranqui. Hago mi stream, hago speedrun. De vez en cuando estoy jugando casual últimamente, pero don't follow my channel because the most people here speak English. My English is bad, but I only come here to play because it was funny. Play with my friend Zzarkz. Y es un saludo para mis viejos que ya mandé, le estoy saludando como 3 veces de que arranqué también. Para mi comunidad que hicieron el aguante y los pibes que están ahí tirando camanach y todo eso. También para la gente que no entiende esto, for the people who doesn't know what I'm saying, también un saludo igualmente. Y nada, vamos a Argentina, que Mundial. Se viene la copita, viejo. Se viene. Aguante Messi.
Hello, Messi.
Messi.
All right. Gracias. Thank you both very much. I do want to say, I hope you all enjoyed the Silent Hill 4 race here. Before we kind of go onward, one, there are runners, Zzarkz and MattGael. Please check them out. They did an amazing job. As well, for the race of the night so far, we have brought the score a little bit closer. Team Robbie has scored their first point, while Pyramid Head is still sitting at 3. We still have 3 more games coming up for you tonight. We have plenty more, and I hope that you'll be enjoying that. Before we do go, though, I would like to just, say I'm been one of your commentators at Dice for Silent Hill 4, and joining me is Chuleta. Chuleta, where can people find you?
You can find me at Twitch, Chuleta_beat. I'll stream not so regularly, but I can speak both English and Spanish, so you're more than welcome to join in.